Good morning guys, and welcome to today's video. Welcome to Tuesday, welcome to the start of the build phase, and welcome to a ramp test. That's right, today I'm going to be doing the TrainerRoad ramp test. It's the very first workout of the build phase. So it's time to see if my last 6 weeks of sweet spot training has increased my FTP or not. These TrainerRoad ramp tests are always fun. They are so much better than the 1 hour test. Before we get into that, I want to say thanks to all the new subscribers lately. I really do appreciate you guys. You're truly awesome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for clicking on my video. So anyways, the ramp test is so much better than the 1 hour, 20-minute FTP test. So if you've never done a ramp test and you've been dreading the 20-minute FTP test, definitely give it a go because it's such an improvement. There's such a smaller amount of time that you are just hating life. So it goes downhill quick, but it's a very short period, so it's not a bad way to test. I really don't mind it, to be honest. It's not something that I dread all the time, and I feel like it's a proper assessment of my FTP. So since it's a little bit early, I'm just trying to get a little bit more awake before I start this test. The test takes your best 1 minute power, and it calculates your FTP from that. 75% of that is what your FTP is. So as you're doing the test, you kind of get an idea of really where you're gonna be at. My main fear is that I haven't really pushed this hard in hardly the past 12 weeks since I've just been doing sweet spot intervals. So I'm trying to get the mind right and just prepare my body for that type of effort. It's time to start the test.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you. For the record, lab on me going all the way. For the record, ain't trying to link, no time to waste. For the record, for the record, for the record, for the record, for the record. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price on y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record.
If you're wondering how hard the ramp test really is, or just FTP testing in general, that's how hard it is. I put my flip-flops on backwards. The ramp test is in the books. I'll be doing another one in 4 weeks. That's how the build phase works. It's a little bit different. You build for 3 weeks, you recover for a week, you do a ramp test, then you build for 3 weeks, and you recover on that 4th week. 8 weeks total of building. Like I said, really looking forward to it. Anyways, I know you guys want to know the ramp test results, so I'm going to look at them a little bit closer because I like to see the percentage of increase. However, I did increase. So I've been doing 6 weeks of the Sweet Spot Base High Volume 2 plan. This is my first ramp test after finishing the last half of the Sweet Spot Base phase. It's time for me to get to work, and then I'll let you guys know about my increase.
Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. A6 all the hay. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and A's. I'm flipping the bars, I'm flipping the on record, off record. I still count wins when they got it. On record, off record. I let them take advantage. I was wildin'. On record, off record deals. Tell them
I just realized on the way to work that I haven't seen the sun in like a week. I miss you, sun. Please come back. It's a perfect time to talk about the FTP test results. Now in the past, I haven't actually told you guys what my FTP is. I was just kind of keeping it secret, kind of like for a competitive advantage thing in case somebody I race against watched these videos, but the truth is it really doesn't matter because I post all my data publicly on Strava anyway, so if you wanted to know what my FTP was, you probably could figure it out by looking at my zones on Strava. So anyways, I'm just gonna put all my information out there. That way you guys know, because the point of these videos is to document my training, and I feel like if I'm not sharing my results with you, then really what's the point? I'm looking at the TrainerRoad calendar for all this information. And the calendar is so handy because since I've done all my FTP tests on there, it actually shows me the percentage increase between each test. So I didn't have to do any calculations. It gave me all that data. For today's FTP test, I actually had a 5% increase over the last time I tested, which was 6 weeks ago. Something that I want to say is that I messed up a little bit when I started doing a TrainerRoad plan. I actually started with the Sweet Spot Base High Volume 2 plan. I basically was like, I'm just gonna skip 1, go directly to 2, do 6 weeks of Sweet Spot Base training, and then move on to the build and then the specialty phase. Well, after I was already a couple weeks into the plan, I was just listening to podcasts, just reviewing information, and I just kind of realized that I shouldn't skip out on my full 12 weeks of base. So I just continued and finished out the 6 weeks of High Volume 2, and then essentially I did it again. So basically I've done 12 weeks of the Sweet Spot Base High Volume 2 plan. So it's kind of interesting to compare the first 6 weeks to the second 6 weeks. After the first 6 weeks, I increased by 3%, which brought me up to 191. Then after this past 6 weeks, I came up another 5%, which brings my FTP to 202. So right now my FTP setting at 202. It's definitely been higher in the past, and I hope for it to be higher than that. But like I said, I'm pretty happy with where I'm at right now. I feel like going into the build phase, it's gonna increase even faster. I'm at 202, that's a number, putting that number out there, it feels like a really personal number. It's like, hey guys, I'm only capable of 202 watts per hour. Please love me. I also do look at my power to weight ratio. My power to weight ratio is setting at about a 3.3. I feel like that's pretty close to normal. Based on what I've heard in the TrainerRoad podcast, it seems like the majority of their users are around this range. Part of me feels like that's a low number, but I also feel like I can continue to improve it. I'm not sure there was much else that I could do to have improved any faster or any better. I'm about to begin my strength session for the evening. It's legs tonight. I've actually really been slacking and not doing arms, and I'm gonna make up for that this week. As you guys just saw, I got a new box. The reason why I got this one is that it's a little bit smaller. It's only an 18-inch box at its smallest versus my old 20-inch box. It's also a little bit nicer because it wasn't home built. I noticed last week that I was landing in a deep squat and that you're actually not supposed to land that deep. Also, I got a comment on my box jump form, which I already knew it was bad. It's definitely a work in progress. I'm gonna call it a wrap on the video for today. I'm just gonna finish up my leg workout tonight. You've basically seen this workout before in one of the previous videos. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up. It does help the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.